With so many great options to choose from, picking a single primary weapon can be a bit of a challenge. But to me that is the fun part, going through all of them and seeing exactly what they're capable of. Hey guys, hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to be diving deeper into this Mastery Rank 8 primary weapon, the Veldt. I'm going to be covering a cheap build, something affordable that anybody can build, but of course we also have an in-game setup with a Riven. That being said though, please keep in mind that my builds and guides follow a new player friendly approach, simply because there's a ton of information here and I want anybody watching to understand how the weapon functions and how it should be built. So if you're a veteran of the game and already know most of this stuff, please bear with me. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Veldt. Let's begin by having a look at how the weapon behaves without any mods equipped, and for that I'm simply gonna be taking a couple of free shots. The Veldt is a semi-automatic rifle, that means shot by shot action, and you do have 2 levels of zoom by using your secondary fire. Other than that, there's not much else to say. This would be the maximum rate of fire of the weapon without any mods equipped, and the reload is rather quick at 1.8 seconds with a magazine of 26. Let's jump into stats to see precisely what we're dealing with. Mod capacity is gonna be 60 out of 60, and if your Veldt only has 30 out of 30, jump into actions and install the Auto King Catalyst. This one can be found from alerts, invasions, or if you're lucky, from the daily sortie, and you can also pay 20 plat to have one installed. Next, my weapon has been formatted a total of 6 times, but this was done only for the purpose of testing. For the weapon builds, I'm gonna be recommending you guys free format should do it, simply add free Vs. The accuracy is 32, which is pretty good, but is still not good enough to handle a fully loaded heavy caliber. Unfortunately, 16.4 is not enough for multi-shot accuracy. The bullets resulting from multi-shot will simply go haywire with heavy caliber, which is why I am not recommending the mod. Critical chance is quite nice at 22%, and the multiplier is awesome at 2.2x, a fire rate of 3.67, again this is semi, magazine of 26 and a reload of 1.8. Now the biggest downside to the Veldt is the fact that it is semi, so you kinda gotta mash your button for the most part. Riven disposition of 3 out of 5, this is the disposition that is given to newer weapons, so there you go, the Rivens will still be worth picking up, especially considering that currently Veldt Rivens are about 15-20 plat unrolled. I got 3 for 20 plat unrolled, so there you go. Status chance of 22%, which once again is pretty decent, and we got impact, puncture and slash. I would have liked to see just puncture and slash, but there you go. Fortunately for us, slash is the highest, that means we are going to be getting some nice slash procs on the target. Let's start slapping on some mods, starting with mandatory mod Serration, 165% more damage, yay! Heavy caliber, once again, I don't recommend it. Test it out a little bit, try to do some target practice and see if you're comfortable with the resulting accuracy, especially with multi-shot on. Speaking of multi-shot, that's the best thing on mostly everything, so we're gonna slap on split chamber with 90% multi-shot, as well as vigilante armaments with 60% multi-shot, totaling 150%. And you also have the benefit of the set, 5% chance to enhance critical hits from primary weapons, and the base critical chance of the Veldt is not bad. However, we're simply not putting all that many bullets in a target, so the set bonus in this case doesn't provide a fantastic benefit. In general, the set bonus from vigilante armaments is nice to have, but it's nothing earth-shattering, and you shouldn't base your decision on the set bonus alone. Let's go to crit chance and crit damage, since we talked about that. Point strike together with vital sense, and as you can see, 55% crit chance with point strike alone. Vital sense gives me a multiplier of 4.8x. You really gotta make use out of that high multi, so when you're looking for stats priorities on Rivens, definitely go for critical chance above everything else, simply because the multiplier is so good. Next, you gotta decide what you want to do with the weapon. You can go for an elemental setup, for example corrosive, which is by far my favorite on most weapons, or you can go for a slash based build. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for slash lovers, a slash build works way better on the Veldt than a corrosive setup, so that's what I'm gonna be recommending to you guys. How can we get our slashes? One of 2 ways. First, we can use Hunter Munitions. Now, Hunter Munitions is an extremely powerful mod currently in Warframe. 30% chance to apply slash on critical hit, and as you can see, they kind of simplified the text on this mod right here. And we do have a critical chance of 55%, so we will be getting some slashes out of Hunter Munitions. And you can also get some additional slashes on the target through the weapon status chance, considering that slash is the highest, so it's going to be prio number 1 on the proc priority. When building a weapon for slash, it's always almost a smart idea to build viral damage, and viral is the elemental combo between cold and toxin. On a status proc, viral will be reducing the maximum health of a target to 50% for the duration of the viral effect. So in that limited amount of time, as long as viral is on the target, your slashes are kinda dealing double damage. You see how that one would work. Now viral builds have the disadvantage that the proc can fall off the target or simply expire before it dies and the health goes back up, but there you go. We're gonna be building viral with the 60/60 mods, and I'm gonna explain why that is in a second. Rhyme rounds, 10 to 15 plat from the trade chat. You can farm it from spy missions, and the toxin one is called Malignant Force, also 10, maximum 15 plat from the trade chat, 60% toxin, 60% cold, and 120% status chance between these two. Now I got a shot status chance of 80%. Slash is still the highest, even though viral is at 714. IPS, impact, puncture, and slash have a 4 times greater chance of proccing over elemental types such as viral. So when you're looking at your slash, look at it as 1,000 something. In fact, much higher than viral. And this is gonna be the base build I'm recommending to you guys. There's nothing expensive here, so by all means go for something like this and let's test it to see if it's got any punch or not. Would be pointless to recommend it if it doesn't deal any damage, so we're gonna be spawning in Corrupted Heavy Gunner level 120. Now these are some very tough targets. You're not gonna see something like this at MR8, but take a look at what the Veldt is capable of. Plenty of slash on my target, and also I got consistent viral procs, and that is important to a slash based build. If you're not getting consistent viral procs, then you might as well go for more critical chance to get more slashes through Hunter Munitions, and we're gonna try that a bit later, though it is a double-edged sword. But as you can see, a build such as this that doesn't include anything expensive at all can tear through high level targets pretty easily, I wanna say. That is roughly half a clip that is required to take out the 120 Corrupted Heavy Gunner. The value of the slashes will be determined if it's a crit slash or a normal slash. Also, sometimes with a build such as this, you can get orange slashes because of vigilante armaments. Now that is a way you can build it, but you can also drop viral altogether and go for more critical chance. Like I said before, it is very important on the Veldt with Argon Scope. This one still is kind of expensive, about 100-150 plat currently on PC, and this will increase your critical chance by 135% on headshot and only while aiming, so bear that one in mind. In the case of the Veldt, it's not worth going for my favorite combo of Argon Scope together with more critical damage. Of course, it's gonna be bladed rounds. It's not really worth it because while you are gaining critical chance and getting more slashes out of Hunter Munitions, you lost your viral and you also lost your status chance, so you're not gonna be applying that many slashes through the weapon's innate slash value. But let's test it to make sure it's not as good. Actually, I got plenty of targets, no need to respawn these guys. We're gonna have to get a kill before we get the full benefit of the build because of bladed round. That's an on-kill effect, so you're gonna have to kill a target before you get that extra critical damage. Now the value of my slashes should be climbing quite nicely. Look at the values, 2,491, and that again is because of bladed rounds. I wouldn't recommend you do it. Honestly, Argon Scope is expensive. You can get bladed rounds for about 10 plat, but from my point of view, a viral build with the 60/60 mods works better on the Veldt. And that's gonna do it for standard builds. Next, we're gonna switch to a Riven setup. And my Riven is actually the one I'm going to be showcasing to you guys, at least, is a loaner from a friend. Thank you very much, mate. Multi-shot, critical chance, and minus impact. Thank you, Lord. Now, that minus impact does take away a little bit of your damage, but more importantly, it reduces the proc chance of impact, and that is a huge deal. If you can get minus impact, you're golden. And of course, critical chance, multi-shot. A Riven such as this will cost you some hundreds of plat. I don't know exactly, check Riven Market for more prices. So as you can see, I am using a viral build with the 60/60 mod. So let's test it out and see what a dispo free Riven can do. Though keep in mind, this one, it is rolled quite nicely. Take a look at that. Only a couple of shots and it's absolutely murdering the target. Higher critical chance, that means more slashes from Hunter Munitions, multi-shot, more bullets, therefore more slashes, and of course more impact damage as well. Minus impact will mean less impact procs and obviously more slash procs. So as you can see, the Veldt, an MR8 weapon, can tear through high level targets with a couple of bullets. That's pretty good to me. Again, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's nothing earth-shattering, and it's not gonna replace something like the T-Baron Prime, let's be honest here. But it is pretty good for what it does. Now, let's bump up everything with Warframe buffs, and I'm gonna be using my favorite weapon specialist, Lady Mirage Prime. Now, let's check out the buffs. Pistol Lamp will do nothing for me, so we're going to be switching it up to Rifle Lamp. Keep in mind that these amp auras aren't 100% worth it, it's only 27% extra damage, however everybody in your party will be receiving this benefit. Keep in mind that if you're facing Grenier, it's always a smarter idea to go for Corrosive Projection, but Rifle Lamp will grant its benefit regardless of your target. Now let's have a look at Arcanes. The best one you can get, I believe it's called Rage, yes, this one. 120% damage to rifles for 16 seconds. It's a 10% chance on headshot. You can keep this one up without any problem, especially considering the extra zoom on the Veldt. As for your second arcane, you can go for something like your Energize, your Grace, or whatever else you guys want to use. Or you can go for Avenger. Now this one will give you 30% critical chance. It's a bonus additive after. That means you're getting 30% critical chance on top of what you already had. Or you can go for Acceleration, especially if you got a macro for Rapid Fire. And again, contact D, send them a print screen of your macro and ask them if it's okay via support ticket. That is the best way to make sure you're gonna be all good. This one is gonna give a 60% fire rate to rifles for 6 seconds. It's a non-critical hit effect. So we're gonna be testing the weapon out like this, and we're gonna be spawning in the same targets as before. And just to make sure that nobody dreams of multipliers, we're gonna be unpausing the AI. Activate Mirage's for the ability for a massive damage increase as well as her lovely clones. And we're simply gonna go to town. Take a look. Bet you didn't think of Veldt can do that, but please keep in mind that I am running some heavy duty Warframe buffs. Take a look at the value on that slash, 15,000 from the Veldt. So bear that one in mind. A build such as this won't survive a lot versus Corrupted Heavy Gunner level 110. They are absolutely going to murder you. However, if you stay in the shade, you will survive. Then again, you're not getting the damage bonus, so there you go. From my point of view, the Veldt is a very niche weapon, simply because it takes a very specific kind of player in order to use something like this. The kind of player that loves those precision shots, that doesn't like the rapid fire, doesn't like the spam fire or automatic rifles. It can deal a lot of damage. Take a look at the values of those slashes. That is fantastic. Honestly, it is fantastic, and the Veldt can work quite nicely. However, everything considered, I simply think that it lacks a little bit of base damage. It is semi only. It's got 26 shots. The base fire rate ain't that great. Then again, it's only MR8. For this architecture of a weapon, I simply believe that it should have dealt at least 30% more damage. It doesn't mean it's a bad weapon. It definitely can work, as you can see, but it's definitely not fantastic either. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you have any feedback for me or would like to request a specific weapon review, then by all means leave it in the comment section down below. Now you're gonna have to excuse the voice on this review, guys. I'm simply very tired, but I will be reading through each and every comment. You can also catch me on Facebook, Twitch, all the usual places. Until next time, my friends. Bye bye.